I like that idea. It's a cool thing to think about, that like there was an apex civilization or civilizations before us that it surpassed us, and then all was lost in some calamitous event or something, and then now we're eking our way back. It's the same way, like the way like every major religion has like a flood story at some part. It's like, that's weird. Like there's no way they were making it up over here and making it up over here and making it up over here, and over here, and they're all lined up. Like there had to have been something. They were referencing something.
Göbekli Tepe is 11,000 years old. That site in Turkey, that religious site with the enormous pillars and stuff that was built when we were supposedly just hunter-gatherers. That's that place that they believe was destroyed by a comet impact that triggered the Younger Dryas climate change event, which was also around that time period, like 11 or 14,000 years ago or something like that. That's what that Graham Hancock guy is always going on about. I can't remember the name of his book, but it's really good. And then he's been on Rogan a bunch, and he's got a couple of Netflix shows, or a couple seasons of a Netflix show. I think you're being ridiculous on this. Clearly, prostitution is the first profession.
Really? So it's in good faith. It's not super clear to me. It's one of the starters, right? I'm with you, right? And I didn't find a lot of value in she was born with it, like, argument. Like I don't think that means that it was first.
It's incredibly strong.
But one of the early ones I came to was like blacksmith.
Like okay,
blacksmith way too late. Stonesmith, woodsmith, like someone who sharpens spears and hands them out.
There was a division of labor.
Yes, there was. There
wasn't. That is one of the first. That is a step into civilization when you have division of labor. For division of labor, you have to have a surplus of goods. That doesn't happen in the early
the first step of civilization is amalgamation around a corporate.
There is division of labor amongst lions, right? And people transform from monkey to people, assuming that happened. Let's be conclusive. People transform from monkeys to humans. Probably, we were still monkeys when we were dividing labor. Some were hunters, some were collectors, etc. So I don't think that's a late.
No,
Woody is hitting the nail on the head. I'm talking about where you have fishermen and you have weavers and you have people who harvest and harvest grain. That's civilization. That doesn't happen until much later on.
What was the first segmentation of labor?
Well,
food gathering.
The first segmentation of labor is that
the
first segmentation of labor is that the men are the protectors and the hunters and the warriors, and the women are the nurturers and the berry gatherers,
and that creates a natural currency: furs, meat, food, things that can be traded.
So what, your wife in this caveman society is going to do business with me for the berries she sold, and I, a different man who lives on the other end of the cave, is going to transact with her?
How about this? We can change that, and let's assume that the head of the household, the man, was the one transacting. I would be transacting with you for the berries she collected.
There would be we would be living hand to mouth. We would just be sharing whatever we'd found that day. We'd be hungry most of the time.
I can totally imagine a scenario where your family has meat, my family has a surplus of walnuts, and we want to equalize those two.
Everything would go in we're talking about the very beginning. Everything is just going on the floor in a pile, and we're all.
Why? What makes you say that?
Anthropological evidence.
He's trying to guide you into saying there's a civilization.
There's anthropological evidence that they threw everything they collected into a big pot, and they all pulled from it what they needed.
They can see how they butchered things and ate things and prepared things. They can look at the feces of every member of the group and see that they were all eating the same
thing. But how does that tell us how transactional occurrences happen?
It's human nature that what I'm saying.
Human nature is trading your goods for another's.
You don't have any goods. You don't have any.
You have berries and meat and furs.
No, there's no mercantile fucking society.
Why not? All it takes for a mercantile society is two people to trade.
Because you don't know how to weave yet. You don't know how to weave yet.
Okay, so I'll trade you on weave, but hold on.
Now it's a technological.
Monkeys make spears and sticks, right? Monkeys will put a stick into an anthill and come out with ants, right? They make tools.
Okay, kind of. Yeah.
So from that, I suggest that humans were building tools as they were barely even humans, right? More advanced than current monkeys. So here we have like some sort of skilled labor as people are barely even humans.
We're selling pussy even before that, though.
Oh, so I was drawing the
For
starting line at being human, but you're drawing the starting line at sort of being alive.
I think,
and in that regard, we could look at like.
Well, I mean, there was like 4
beavers.
other human. There were 4 or
what
5
about safety?
other
Is
intelligent
safety
hominids.
probably an earlier trade, where you trade your goods for the safety from the larger tribe?
I think that's just natural biology, that the male or that the group protects itself. Like I don't think elephants are engaging in trade when they encircle the newborn child to protect it. Do you? Do you think that there's a transactional thing going, that the elephant's mother now owes the rest of the herd something because they encircled the child? No, they're just acting naturally to protect their own. There's no transaction.
But you've also seen the videos of the elephants that are a member of that. I don't remember what the group of elephants is called, but they bring back food and treats and maybe just herd. Yeah, they bring back stuff for the baby.
Kyle, I would argue that when elephants protect the baby, it's commerce. And my thing is, they're making deposits in the emotional bank account. They are expecting these elephants to protect their baby down the road.
Yes. Dude, what do you fucking swish? Like that's yeah. That is right, because what is commerce if not a transactional event in which you ensure future security?
Well,
what is it?
When you refuse to see reason, you get here.
I don't think so. I think
I argued in good faith the whole time.
Woody is making good faith arguments, and I made like 80% good faith arguments, and a couple of ones that I thought would be funny.
I think the definition of profession matters, and I think because hunting,
the starting line matters too.
Now we're
because hunting is an activity. I suppose you could see it as a profession. I don't know the definition of profession. I defined a profession as something you do in exchange for currency, but maybe profession is just the thing that you do, your job. So by that nature, maybe your profession could be hunting, gathering, weaving, napping stones to make tools, whatever. I could see those as the first professions. I'm sure that the old guy who like has arthritis at 30 is the stone napper who sits in the back of the cave and makes the best spearheads. And when you come back with that kill, you're like definitely gonna give old Ned a chunk of the good meat because he got you that best spearhead that went all the way through the deer or whatever.
But that includes specialization, and you said this pre-existed specialization.
Well, I think that like skills like tool making were specialization. It would be something that was handed down from, but there would, like everything in life, there'd be a guy who was good at it. Like if there were 2 guys in your cave making spearheads and one of them was markedly better than the other, you'd want to keep him on your side. I could see you sliding him some extra, like, hey man, I was out.
Some extra what?
I found this shiny rock. This is the good obsidian. This is actually quartz. I found some flint the other day. I bet, I know we're supposed to share the flint. Everybody's supposed to how about you take both pieces of flint? Because I know you're going to make the good stuff. And you just give them to me on the down low.
I'm processing this in my mind. If, like me, you draw the starting line at when monkeys became humans, then there's probably like a 12-way tie for oldest profession.
Yeah, and it's a blurry line.
Okay. But by the time people became people, shucks, we were sharpening stones, sharpening sticks, that's for sure. We were probably selling our body for sex. We were selling protection. We were making emotional bank account deposits and bartering, and all of that happened at the stage we were still like mostly monkey.
100%. Like if you draw the line at monkeys to humans, then there are dozens of different ways that commerce was transacted.
So like Taylor, I'm super fascinated and intrigued by the premise of an ancient advanced civilization that Göbekli Tepe place really fascinates me. But even more interesting to me is the lost history of the extinct hominid side species, the other intelligent people that lived alongside us. Like the Neanderthals are the most famous one, but there were like 5 or 6 of these walking, talking, upright people animal things that had clothes and art and music, and they hunted and they painted and they worked together in little groups. And there were hobbit people, I think in Indonesia, they found that were like 3 fucking feet tall, running around like hobbits used to.
So like
exist.
Homo erectus, wasn't Homo erectus like retarded?
I don't know the whole lineage of
Okay.
Homo erectus, Homo habilis, and like down the line, and I don't know
I
which
think
is
Homo
the beginning and which
habilis
is the
came
end.
before Homo erectus,
And they
right?
the other thing, the reason I refuse to like devote any of this to memory is because every year they find a new thumb bone or a new molar somewhere that rewrites human history to some extent. Recently they've been rewriting the idea of the African origin and the diaspora into Europe and the timeline of that and how that actually went down. So because that's
I've
like
seen that.
evolving so quickly, I don't even like devote it to memory because I think it's going to be like when I was a kid and I memorized all the dinosaur names, and then they started saying those dinosaurs didn't exist, like in the late night. Like actually there was.
And they
no
started saying
brontosaurus.
a bunch of horse shit like they don't have scales.
Dude, when I was in high school, I had to memorize the periodic table of elements, and then I saw it again as an adult, and I'm like, "Who are these fucking new guys?"
Yeah,
It's complete now.
Yeah, like you can see on those color coded charts where it's like the ones created by man, and like the whole bottom row is like
Einsteinium.
Scarianium, and all these.
The periodic table is complete now. We have all the elements are known.
We'll find a fun one.
No, they're all known.
Can't they make more? Hear me out. I don't understand. But like, it's defined by how many
atomic
electrons and protons are in them, right? So couldn't they add more and make?
They've already done
one?
that. They've
hear me out. More.
Yeah, hear me out more. Because some guy in like 1930 was like, "The deal's done. We got it." Like it's
complete.
Is it? Okay.
How?
Well, I need to talk to ChatGPT. I've started becoming Professor Kyle in this regard, where I have like, all right, explain to me this atom ion thing, because I don't get just missing an electron yet still being the same.
Yeah, explain magnetism one more time, ChatGPT, but like I'm 3 this time.
4 didn't stick.